Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. Today's video we're going to be looking at a thermostat for the Fiat Panda. Should be a fairly easy swap. The old one is giving me issues now. Car's not getting up to temperature while it's moving, it's dropping quite quickly. All signs of a old knackered thermostat. So we'll pull it out, we'll have a look, put the new one in and see how it runs. The thermostat housing for the Fiat Panda is actually under the ignition coil packs, just down here. So to make it a bit easier, we're going to be taking this off, just disconnecting these two, and then there's two bolts to either side. Get that out of the way, then we can take the ignition coil mounting off, get that out of the way, gives us a bit more room to play with. To remove the coil pack mounting, you have a bolt at the top, one at this side and one underneath. They're all 10 mils, so we'll get that off now. With them off, we can see the thermostat housing a bit easier. It's simply just two bolts either side, and we'll take it off. With this Fiat Panda, we don't have a drain valve for the coolant, so instead of draining it, because I don't have the tools, I'm just going to let it leak out. Just be sure not to get anything too wet. As you can see here, we're quite gunked up. It's probably my issues. So we'll take this off, put on the new one. These clips are one use, so I'm going to snap it off and replace it just with the normal 2mm clip. Nice. Here we have the old and the new thermostat housing. As you can see, it's very gunked up compared to the nice fresh one. So we'll go and install that, not forgetting the washer. Now I want to remove the old gasket washer. And clean all this up. Make sure it's a flat surface. Once all that's cleaned up, you can go ahead and make sure the gasket's lined up and reinstall the thermostat housing. Now that's back on, we can put the ignition coil housing mount back on, the ECU back on, plug it all in. At this point we have everything back up, the new thermostat's on. We're going to top up the radiator to the max line, open the bleed valve, turn the engine over and just keep an eye on it. For this I am using Rapid Cool Red. It's a concentrate, it's 1 part antifreeze, 2 parts water, so we'll mix that up, fill it to the max line. We don't actually know how much it's going to take because there is still some in the system. So we'll fill it to the max, let the engine run, let it get up to temperature, check it again. For the mixture, I am using deionized water. You don't have to, it's just a preference of mine. It's cheap enough to get, £5 from Halfords. So the radiator is filled up. At this point, we're going to open up the bleed valve, turn the engine over, keep an eye on this. I want to wait until all the air has escaped, tighten it back up again. With the engine running, we're going to wait for it to get up to halfway. So the thermostat kicks in. Keep an eye on this bleed valve. As soon as it starts running, we can tighten it back up again, periodically checking it after that. You will know when the thermostat's kicked in because this pipe will start to get warm. See, there's still quite a bit of air coming out. I'm nearly up to temperature now. I can tell this pipe's getting a little bit warmer now. So there seems to be less air bubbles. So I'm going to close this off for a minute. Just till it gets fully up to temperature, and then we'll check again. Now we're up to temperature, we'll open this bleed valve again. Let some of it run out. Doesn't look like there's any air bubbles there. So we'll close that back up again. The trick is, if you do keep seeing air bubbles, you can squeeze on this pipe and this pipe. Just careful with the heat from the engine, and that should force any air bubbles back up to this point. And at this point we know that the valve's fully opened, we've got no leaks, we've got no air bubbles in it, so we can shut the system down, let it cool down, and we'll check on the levels for the radiator, make sure it's still at maximum. If not, we can top it up a little bit. Once the engine's cooled down, you can check the radiator is still to the max limit. If not, top it up a bit more. And there we have it. Thermostat changed, nice and easy. If you've got any questions, make sure to leave them in the comments, make sure you subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Thank you.